Big time hockey game tonight on our building. Great crowd, good environment. Didn't get off to the start that we wanted. We knew Minnesota would be giving us a big time pushback, and they did right away, scoring a power play goal. I thought Pitlick was a really big factor in the game tonight. Glad the net isn't any bigger than it actually is, and it had to end somewhere because they had some good looks there in the third period, and we got a break for our second goal, and we were able to hold on. But it's a good hockey game between two teams that are very determined, and we knew that'd be what it'd be tonight, and just glad we came away with the win.
To get the power play goal from Parker there, after not scoring on the power play last night, is that important for two reasons? I mean, not only to tie the game there, but obviously to get the your special teams going a little bit.
Yeah, and to get the crowd into it. I mean, for us, they score a power play goal. You don't want to lose that special team battle in a game like today, really anytime. So I thought it was very poised play. Parker can shoot a puck. Julian put that right in, a very good spot so he could one-time it, and he made no mistake about it.
Even though you see kind of caught a break with it, with the rebound going off a defender, for Jake to finally get off the schneid there in terms of goal scoring, how big is that for him? Do you sense that could give him a little more confidence here?
Yeah, and I usually leave things in the locker room that are said in there, but the guys gave Jake the chain for getting the monkey off his back. He's been pressing. He cares so much, and he's just a really strong teammate, and cares about others, works hard, and so for him to score that goal and have it be the game winner, hopefully he can get back to just feeling better about his game, because he has been working really hard. He had 4 shots tonight. Thought he was a lot more active. Thought he was active last night, so hopefully he's turned the corner a little bit.
So you pick up the win last night, and then pre-game here, I'm sure you reminded the guys to be ready for the pushback, which you got right away, and they came out. And then you take the lead after 2 periods of play, and you go through the scoreless third period. You hold on to that 2-1 lead. Maybe provide some insight, Mike, of what you said to the guys right before the start of the third period, maybe?
Hey, you know what? At that time, we kind of try and stay out of the way as much as possible. But the first period, I thought we were a little sluggish. We looked a little slow. Didn't think we had a lot of pop on any of our lines, our D pair. I just thought we played the game slow. And, I think you've got to give Minnesota credit on pushing that pace, and we didn't handle it all that well in the first period. But then after the second period, I thought we got back into it. Scoring that first goal, I think, energized the building, and we did draw energy from that goal. And to get the second one, and you know what, the guys, they handled their locker room, and we talked about a couple of things, but really not a lot. The guys understand what they're doing at that time in the game, and just talked about a couple of things of us getting back and taking care of our end a little bit better. We started to loop, coming back into our end and not stop, and so we just talked about that. But really, the leadership group did a great job.
So you're through the little bit the baton death march here with BU and North Dakota and Minnesota with your non-conference schedule up to this point out of the way. We've got some more non-conference games later on. Mike, pretty happy with how things have gone with those 6 games?
Yeah, because again, our league schedule is so meaty as far as the number of games, and playing 28 games, you don't have a lot of opportunity to play outside your conference. And so for us, they're very important games, and you never know when you started early how it's going to go. So I thought we'd got off to a good start in the first 4, being 3-1, took care of business back at home against Fairbanks, and then fortunate we ended up winning 2 games here and being able to be 6 of the 8 games that we're going to play in non-conference, 5-1. The guys deserve a couple of days here. They'll get them, and then we'll go back to work and start to focus at going back into our conference and working from there.
Kind of a characteristic of your teams, for a while has been their ability to close out games with leads in the third period, tonight included. what I'm sure you probably would have liked an insurance goal or two there, but to get the mentality that you guys have in third periods, and what can you just talk a little bit about how your guys play in that situation?
Well, and again, I think a lot of that comes from within, and I mean not the coaching staff, the players. Nick Rivera, Mark Michaelis. When things start getting a little bit dicey, when there's a lot of things going on, he plays with a poise. He's got a calmness to his game. Nick Rivera, I thought Jared Spooner did a good job of that. Max Cota, our leadership group does a pretty good job. There's two guys that I think just epitomize a calmness, but yet being aggressive, and that's Reese Zamolik and Edwin Hukinson. What they're doing right now is a pair for us. I wish I could clone them because they're minute eaters. They're hard to play against. They're starting to play, I think, with a little bit more offense to their game. They're 200-foot players. Those two guys allow others to learn by watching how they do things, how they approach things, and so I just didn't think that there was a panic, and I think that again comes from within in the leadership group.
And finally, just Matthias comes up big a few times, and obviously has a little bit of luck on his side with a couple of those pipes there. But talk about his weekend.
I don't want to talk about Brennan Potter's day, but a goalie tells you the net's got to end somewhere, right? And I think we had a post tonight also, so that happens. But you know what? Again, you and I have discussed earlier about Matthias. He pretty rock solid as far as his preparation, and it doesn't matter if he's playing or if he's not playing, if he's played a few games in a row. Watching his preparation is great for our two young goaltenders because it's systematic and it's every day, and so there's not a lot of peaks and valleys in his days, and I think he's showing that. I mean, to give up 2 goals on the weekend, he stopped a few that he shouldn't, and you need that if you want to win hockey games.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.